Okay, so whenever you want to convert the fractions into decimal, you have to make sure you follow the steps. For example, you have 1 over 3 and you want to convert it into a decimals. So first is you need to write the numerator inside your division and the denominator outside. So the numerator is always the one that is on the top, and this is your numerator, and the denominator is that is on the bottom. No, the numerator goes inside, that is 1, and the denominator goes outside, that is 3. Now you will see if 1 is less than 3 or not. If it's less than 3, you have to put a 0 here and then decimal at the top. And then you will see, you will find a number in the table of 3 that is closest to 10 or equals to 10. And if we see, you have 9 in the 3 table, so 3 times is 9, so you write 9 here. And how many threes gives you 9? 3 threes, so 3 goes here. And then when you subtract them, you have 1, so you have to subtract them after you do this thing. So now again you have the remainder of 1, and this one is again less than 3, so you have to put another 0. You move it to the bottom, and then you times it by, you will times 3 by again the number that gives you something closest to 10 or equals to 10. So we again have 9, that is 3 times, and you write 3 at the bottom, and then you have 1 here when you subtract them, and then you put another 0 that goes here, and then again it's 3 times, which gives you 9, and then you subtract them, you get 1. And we see that the numbers are repeating. We are again getting 3 threes, 3 and 3, so we can write that in this as 1 over 3 equals 0.333, and it goes on. And when something goes on, we say that it's recurring or repeating. And for recurring or repeating, we can also write it as 0 0.3, and the number that is repeating, we put a dot on the top of that number. So because 3 is repeating, so we just write a dot on the top of 3. And if you have a number, let's say 2 over 5, so again we do the same thing. You have to write 2 inside, 5 outside, because 2 is our numerator, 5 is our denominator. Then we will see, because 2 is less than 5, then you have to put a 0 here and the decimal on the top. And 5 times 4 gives you 20, so you have exact number that gives you 20 in the table of 5. So just subtract them and you get 0, so it means 2 over 5 gives you 0 0.4. And if you have, let's say, a 1 over 4, so you do the same thing. You have to write 1 inside, 4 outside, and you have to, because 1 is less, so you have to put a decimal on the top, 0 here. So 4 2 times gives you 8, because 8 is the number that is closest to 10 in the table of, you have to write the most closest number. So 8 is the closest to the to 10, and it comes when you times 4 by 2. So you write 2 here and then you subtract it and you get 2, and then you move to 0 downwards. You add another 0 because this 2 was again less than 4, and you move it downward, and then you see in the table of 4 the number that gives you 20, the closest to 20 or the exact 20. So 4 5 times gives you 20, and then you subtract them, you get a 0, so it means our answer is 0.25. Okay, there is another method that we can use for solving decimal, and that only works for the multiples of 10. Let's say we have 1 over 10. So if you have 10 in the denominator, it's very easy. You have to see how many zeros you have on with the 10. So we see that we have 1 0. So it means that before one digit, you will have to put a decimal. So if we see here, we have one digit already, so it means after this you have to put a decimal, so it gives you 0.1. And similarly, if you have 1 over 100, so now we will see how many zeros we have, 1 and 2. It means after two digits we should have a decimal, so 1, and we don't have another digit, so you just put a 0. And it means after before this you have to put a 0, so 0.1. 0.01. So this will be your answer. And make sure whenever you are solving fraction, you recheck it by typing the fraction in your calculator. And let's say if you have 2 over 5, and if you type it in your calculator, you will get a 0.4. And if you're getting the same answer when you solved it, and you're getting the same answer when you type it in your calculator, it means you did it correctly. And if there is a mistake, it means you have to recheck your answers and your steps.